So a few months ago, I had this conversation with a friend of mine who, with my friends, I have like this reputation of being the guy that is kind of into finance, stocks, stock market, crypto and stuff. So when one of my friends need advice, they always come to me. And one of my friends told me, bro, I have like $2,000 to invest, like 2,000 euro to invest. What would you do if you were in my pocket? And I was like, well, first things first. What do you like? Because for me, investment is about investing in something that you strongly believe in. Like you can't invest in a company that you don't even like yourself. And he was like, "Yeah, I like tech. I like auto. I like cars and stuff." And I was like, "Did you ever looked into like China's market?" And he was like, "Bro, what the fuck are you talking to me about China?" And so when I went to Japan, I had this layover in Beijing, and the Beijing airport, if you ever went to it, it's absolutely stunning. Like it's clean. There's like robots going like I mean, everywhere. That's absolutely insane. That's absolutely amazing. The airport is just beautiful and stunning. And when I talked to him about China, he's like, "Isn't China a third world country?" And I was like, "Bro, what the fuck do you mean? China is like crazy innovative and like company and stuff." And I was like, if you're into tech and like cars, you should look into like Xiaomi and BYD, And he told me like, yeah, okay, all right. I don't really believe you. I'm gonna look into the US anyway. So I was like, yeah, all right. US is a good market too. Like, there's no problem about it. So I told him like, if you want to play it safe, you just go into like Amazon, Google, and yeah, Amazon, Google. I think I gave him like Nvidia and told him to go into like MSA World or S&P 500. So I tell him that, and he go, okay, right, I'm gonna do that. So I think he made some decent profits, right? He made like maybe, I think he made like 15% around that, since like he invested in a good timing because it was like April, I think. Like maybe, that part of the market when it really went down and everything was kind of in a bad situation, but right now everything goes well, of course, because the stock market always recover. And he tells me, all right, bro, thank you. I made 15%. And I was like, bro, if you really trust in me, do you know how much would you have made? I was like, bro, like this Chinese company ain't going anywhere. And if at that point he would invested in like what I've told him to, he would have made like I think 30%. So I'm not like, you should really go into, but I think for me the emerging markets like China, India, maybe right now not India, but maybe you should look into it because it might develop for me in a few years. A lot of people are still not believing that these countries are developing. I mean, India, when you see it, it still look dirty. It still doesn't look that good, but actually, it's still developing, right? But China is at a point where it's even more developed than our own countries, but nobody sees it. So when nobody sees something that is developed, that means people don't invest in it. But that's where the opportunity come from, and that's why you should. For me, like traveling is a good part because if I didn't went there, I would haven't see it by my own eyes, and I even just saw the airport, right? But if I have seen the city, that would have been even crazier. Anyway, so that's why you should always be open-minded because what you see on social media, all the propaganda that you see in our media, because what does the Western media says? They says China is a bad country. China is a world power. They're dangerous. Bro, is China bombing any country right now? Yeah, think about that. I don't think China is dangerous. I think they're just like protecting their country, protecting their culture. They're trying to expand in their own way. They kind of, came to Europe, came to the US to learn, and they used that to grow. And I think their country is striving because like everyone's working so hard and stuff. And when you see that, when you see a country that is striving, of course the companies in this country are gonna strive too. That's just like pure logical thinking, right? And that's why I'm really interested about that. I don't want to glaze it like it's crazy, but I just want you guys to think that whatever in life, when you see an opportunity, you shouldn't be scared to dive more into it. You shouldn't be scared to do your own research. And whether that be on a country or just on like company or what is it right now, not existing in the market. There was this guy from, I mean, the guy that made Stripe. If you don't know Stripe, that's like the world's biggest, I think the world's biggest, most used payment method in the world right now. Because it's really easy to integrate to a website. And that guy just saw that holy shit, PayPal is pretty hard to integrate into a website. Why did nobody even try to do something easier? What did he do? He did something easier and he made a shit ton of money doing that. So I think in life, you should just, be observing of what is going around you and use these things that are lacking in life, that are not really existing, as opportunity. There's this girl I met in Croatia when I was in Croatia like a month ago, and my friend was talking to his mom, to her mom, while I was talking to the girl. So I talked with the girl, and after that we talked. I mean, everyone, we were having like a 4-person conversation, and the girl, the mother, told us that she was doing like bags to for dead animals, because so many people, they don't want to, fuck, they don't want to put in their graves their animals in a trash bag. Of course, that's obvious. Who wants to bury their loved animals in the trash bag? And so she was seeing that and she was like, holy fuck, there's something missing here. And she started making those, selling those, and it was crazy. She made a shit ton of money just because she noticed that something was off. So I think that's a really smart way to see things, that if you want to be great at anything in life, just notice what is off. Just notice the problem, because as society, we aren't perfect. There's so many things that are lacking, and there's so many just things out there that are not there, not existing when it should be. Actually, some of them are just pretty obvious. I don't even have one in mind, but sometimes you just do something and you're like, why does this not exist? And actually, 2 years ago, I wanted to make a platform for online coaches to find clients, like a specific thing, like for fitness coaches. And I keep that idea in mind, but I didn't know how to code. AI wasn't crazy like it is right now, so I couldn't really do it myself. So I was like, yeah, all right, I'm keeping that in mind, and I may do it later. But no, I can't do it because someone did it, because it's fucking obvious, right? So yeah, never leave the opportunities like that. Let them come to you and use them when they come, because you never know when another one is coming. You never know when the next train is coming. So just take it when you can. That was me. Thank you guys for watching. I see you guys in another video. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you go see my first YouTube French channel. And I see you guys very soon.